What is up, YouTube? I wanted to do this video and talk about all the great comeback mechanics we have in fighting games today. First, I just wanted to say this: there will never be a comeback mechanic as toxic as this right here. Just had to throw it out the way. But there are plenty of fighting game mechanics that are very annoying and people actually hate. But me being on the other side of the fighting game spectrum, I actually think comeback mechanics are good for fighting games. I don't think they're too oppressive or too strong, even though we have great comeback mechanics in modern fighting games, such as we got V-Trigger, we got Limit Break. Limit Break's also another comeback mechanic that people don't like. And my personal favorite, X Factor. X Factor right here. But seriously, X Factor is the best comeback mechanic ever created, and Marvel 3 is the best fighting game, so you guys should all go out there and play Marvel 3. Like I said, one thing all these comeback mechanics have in common is they let the quote-unquote lesser player have a chance of winning, which people don't think has a place in fighting games. But what you call it? I think all these comeback mechanics let you devise strategies and counterplay to how to beat said comeback mechanic. Take V-Trigger, for example. One popular thing to do in Street Fighter V with V-Trigger is to you do a critical or super to force the opponent to burn their V-meter or their CA, so you don't have to deal with V-Trigger anymore, which I think is sick in fighting games and develops a really cool counterplay to how to stop V-Trigger. Another one would be Limit Break. Now, Limit Break is a bit different, but the way people try to stop Limit Break in Dragon Ball is they'll keep snapping in the characters and leave them like low health or something, so you don't have to deal with as much Limit Break as like a full health character with Limit Breaks. And as far as X Factor, you kind of can't stop X Factor, especially when you got characters like Phoenix here, and Phoenix kind of just deletes your life bar. But I think there are ways to counteract Phoenix in X Factor 3. All you really have to do is snap her in and then kill her before she gets 5 bar. But that's the other cool thing about fighting it. People can strategize around having these comeback mechanics like V-Trigger, Limit Break, or X Factor 3 because people built teams around them. In Street Fighter, for example, I play Laura. Laura is that character where, her V-Trigger is kind of oppressive, but if I'm playing a strategy to get her V-Trigger as fast as possible, which is why I do combos with her V-skill in it, and I don't usually V-reversal, so I can get the V-Trigger, and it's a interesting way to play the fighting game, instead of just everyone throw Fireball, DP, and it brings different strategies. Same thing with Phoenix. Phoenix, for example, you play for the 5 bars and you get the 5 bars immediately, and then you do X Factor Dark Phoenix and then you just win the game. But it's never even that simple. People also always say this: oh, but my older games didn't have comeback mechanics. Yeah, they did. They had Ultra, and I know everyone's about to hate me because Phoenix was one of the most hated characters in all of fighting games, but instead of Phoenix we got Elena over here, everyone's favorite character. She had the ultimate comeback mechanic. She didn't have to do anything. All she had to do was basically score a hard knockdown into healing, and then as soon as she healed, that was that was pretty much, you had to hold that because she's gonna get her health back. So you basically had to fight Elena for 1400 life, which actually is a lot in Street Fighter. Now, people don't consider Ultra's comeback mechanic, but I will say this: Ultra are comeback mechanics. In my opinion, I believe every fighting game, well, I don't know all the fighting games because I started playing fighting games in 2009, sue me, but all the fighting games basically from 2009 and on, I've had some sort of comeback mechanic that people have hated. But I think it does great for the game and adds spice and tension into fighting games. It's always fun to see how top players come up with strategies to stop these comeback mechanics, whether it's use a super for make the person V-reversal, don't get hit so Elena doesn't, even in Marvel 3, you got the TAC tech where you do the up TAC, X Factor into the side TAC to take meter away from Phoenix. But that's the hype stuff that I feel like fighting games would be missing without these comeback mechanics. But people don't see that. People just see the lesser player won, and that's very boring. But in my opinion, I think it adds spice and it adds different strategies to playing fighting games. Now, no fighting game will ever, like I said, no fighting game will ever have anything as bad as this. And as long as my fighting games never add a blue shell comeback mechanic, because imagine somebody had like a 90% life lead to a 10% life lead, and then the dude just got a blue shell out of nowhere, and then, you know, you lose. But, you know, fighting games aren't that bad. There is some skill behind using these. There is some skill behind using these comeback mechanics. While X Factor might be broken, you might say X Factor is broken, Limit Break's broken, V Trigger's broken, whatever it might be. But all these comeback mechanics have a place, and I actually think it is good for fighting games, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about, let me know what you guys think. What is your least favorite comeback mechanic, and what is your favorite comeback mechanic, and why they need to be in fighting games, or why they should be taken out of fighting games? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.